Good evening, being 7 p.m. We're going to open up the June 24th, 25 Conservation Commission meeting agenda. Those members present is Kathy Evans, Ed Lane, Alan Deers, Paul Doucette. I'll make this announcement. We're going to announce that this meeting is going to be recorded by Area 58 and can be viewed on YouTube. We have a short agenda tonight. We do not have any hearings or appointments. We do have some discussion items. First one is going to be 285 Home Street. We're going to be signing off on the stormwater management permit. And I believe,
That's usually the big one, probably.
yeah, I believe she sent, or I asked her to send to everyone this particular permit.
Yeah.
We had, and I'm just gonna go over it. When I do this, I'm gonna ask for a motion to approve the stormwater management permit for discussion, then we'll go over to the permit. So I'm looking for a motion for 285 Home Street, the stormwater management permit, order of conditions and special conditions. I want to vote to
Open up for
approve these
discussion.
conditions.
Oh, you want to approve it?
Yes.
Put a motion that we approve 285 Home Street,
Do we have a
still
second?
wanted management.
A second for discussion.
Second.
Okay, good. Everybody get a copy of it. I'm just gonna briefly go over it for members of the audience. Liddell ended up taking the town to court because we denied their original permit because of deficiencies in the plan. We held another hearing and the commission decided to approve the stormwater permit. We found in some of the conditions that we had described that it wasn't appropriate based on council's advice. So in the findings, we included that on March 27th, revised plans were submitted to the commission. They were approved by Pat Brennan. He sent a letter on dated May 2025, May 23rd, that it was in compliance with Halifax stormwater bylaw. The commission then determined that the application was sufficient. I want to really read number 4. Number 4 says that the commission believes that the March 27th, 2025 revised plan should be reviewed by the zoning enforcement officer to ensure compliance with the approved site plan for 285 Home Street, to the plumbing inspector to ensure compliance with applicable plumbing regulations, and to the select board to ensure compliance with the town's earth removal bylaws, but recognizes that these matters are outside the Conservation Commission's authority. Therefore, the commission will notify each of the authorities of the plans. Those are in our findings. Our conditions are our genetic ones. The consultant engineer is going to do the bottom hole inspection. He'll be inspecting all the stormwater, the components. They are going to replace the current hay bales with an 18-inch filter sock. And on this particular application, the commission is going to be looking for a $10,000 surety bond to make sure that the project is completed in accordance with the plans as submitted. Does anybody have any problems with the conditions?
No. Those aren't special orders and conditions, that's regular conditions.
These are special order conditions
Oh,
because it's a stormwater bylaw.
Okay.
So the standard order conditions would be for a notice of intent. So everybody having acknowledged that, I will get the letters drafted to the selectmen. Caitlin will be on Thursday. I did some calculations on the earth removal permit. It's about 6,800 yards of material that need to come off site. And that's under the jurisdiction of the selectmen. We'll put that in the letter to the selectmen. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor of signing off on this permit?
Aye.
Aye.
4-0, that's unanimous. Okay. Put this back in. Next order of business is going to be Amanda's Way. It's the amended order of conditions for the replication that's going to be done on that particular project. I would be looking for a motion to sign the amended order of conditions for Amanda's Way, map 14 and 15, lots 9, 6, and 13.
Put a motion that we sign the conditions,
Or the amended order of conditions.
amended order of the conditions at Amanda Way.
I second.
Okay. Before I go to a vote, this is an order of conditions and also has an amended, some special conditions, which we discussed at the meeting. I'll go over kind of quickly. The applicant is disturbing 3,700 square feet. They're replacing 5,500 square feet. The plans do meet all the stormwater, all the wetlands protection standards. We have special conditions, no bury holes, no construction materials. The only thing that's unusual about this one is that the commission is going to be notified when the replication materials, the compost and the loam and all that stuff, will be dropped off. So the agent or members of the commission will go out and make sure that those materials are going to be suitable for the project. The other thing is they're going to be an inspection on the siltation barrier at the wetlands line. And in this particular case, the applicant has agreed to post a 2-year surety bond in the amount of $5,000. That surety bond will be held for 2 years. Wetlands protection requires that 2 growing seasons be for a replication. You need 2 growing seasons to make sure that the project is okay. Having said that, we have a motion and a second. I'll be looking for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
Aye, no, that's 4-0. All right. I see something that says sign here. Okay, here it is, I'm sorry. Even record time. Okay, next order of business is 3 9th Avenue. I don't know that everybody's aware of that. 3 9th Ave was a notice of intent, I believe, for an addition. It went out to be reviewed. Peggy kicked it back to us because she thought that we needed to determine that it was adequate to get on our agenda. That's strictly for stormwater, it's not so much with notice of intent. There was a couple of issues with this, whereas the wetlands flags that were out there, I guess, were old, and they made 2 requests of the engineer to go out and replace those. I believe that didn't happen. I did send Samantha from Ecosystems an email as to whether or not it was important that they do that. If it was, then I would have had the commission write the engineer a letter saying, we're not going to hear the matter until the wetlands flags are completed. She didn't feel it was necessary, so it is complete and ready for a hearing, which I believe is going to be July 8th. That's all on that one. 0 and 592 Plymouth Street. That situation popped up, and I don't know if she sent anything out on this. This is a plan that the commission signed off a while ago, an order of conditions on a notice of intent. There were some changes in the septic plan, and that's why it got kicked back. But there was also some changes in the engineer. The Outback Engineering did the original presentation in front of the commission, but PMP took over the plan and did the presentation in front of the Board of Health. I spoke with the members at PMP, and They are going to be sending us letters indicating there's going to be no changes in the wetlands provisions or portions of the project. But I did ask them, and I think it's appropriate, that they amend the order of conditions so that we have the right engineer on our paperwork. Because everything else says Outback Engineering. So I hope that's okay with everybody. So that's kind of where we're at. They'll do an amended order. We'll have a hearing, and nothing else should change. I haven't seen any, I didn't see the original plan nor the new plan, so let's just hope everything is the same. Okay, 340 Plymouth Street. You know we're still working. You know, I just had a meeting with Steve. I have talked with him. I know that he's doing what he can. His plan is to put the apron up at some point.
On the driveways.
Yes, both driveways.
Right.
Has there been any other activity back there? And I know that there was supposed to be something going on. Okay. So as far as we know, he's gonna get out there. Okay. Our next order of business, this is a little bit of a problem. It's 312, and I'm giving you numbers as we have found these on different plans. So we have one set of plans that says 312 Plymouth Street. We have another set of plans that says 314 Plymouth Street. Another one that says 318 Plymouth Street. 314 is the Starbucks that's under construction now. 318 is the storage facility that's out back, that's not under construction. The access road has been put in. We had a Zoom meeting with Casco representatives a couple of weeks ago. We asked Casco to provide us the most frequent plan. I think everybody realizes that the stormwater portion of this project was approved in a time when we didn't have an agent, didn't have any help in the office, so it kind of slipped through the cracks. We asked them to refile with us. We'd issue an order of conditions, and then they can proceed. And under the order of conditions for stormwater, basin inspections, and so forth. To date, they have not provided that. We did get a letter, and I think everybody got it from Larry Silver. Everybody get a copy of that letter, kind of outlining. But since then, we have found that the fire chief was not comfortable with the turning radiuses in the project, so he's asking them to revise the parking area. We have an issue with the water service because Route 106 Plymouth Street has got a 5-year moratorium on it. The water is across the street, so they're working through that process. It appears from Highway and Water that they do not want to have 2 road cuts. So they're talking about bringing one line across the street and then diverting off that somehow. And these are all changes of the plan that was not in front of the commission way back when. And where they've been kind of non-responsive, and I'm going to ask the commission, give it a lot of thought, is do we ask our agent not to sign off on any permits, whether it be electrical or whatever permits that come in front of the commission until we have this issue resolved? Because we're going to get in a position where they're going to spend $8 or $9 million with buildings. They haven't had anything inspected. We're not sure that it's going to work or not. Now the pressure is going to be on the commission to just hurry up and do it. And I think all we're asking is I think back then everybody realizes that there was multiple mistakes. I did a little research and found that the original applications, when they filed, these are from turnover reports, 314 Plymouth Street paid $375 for a notice of intent and a stormwater management filing fee. I don't know where that number comes from, but where they've disturbed more than 1 acre, it's substantially more than that. And I believe, reading the paperwork, that this notice of intent was for stormwater. It wasn't our form that they should have filled out. And then I did find that 314 Plymouth Street did file for the self-storage, so there is the filing fees for the notice of intent on that one. We can't find where we have anything in writing on stormwater. So what I would ask the commission, if they want to, is that we ask the agent not sign off on any future permits until we have the stormwater issues on both properties resolved. Any questions? No.
Legally, I'm not, obviously, this is just speculation, we're not lawyers. Since we did sign off on it, back when,
Go ahead.
if we hold everything up, can they come at us with the, saying, hey, you guys signed off on it?
My interpretation is legally, we did sign off on it, so we're bound by that decision. What we're asking them to do is let's bring all the paperwork.
Yeah,
It's a comedy of errors. I reached out to the town clerk. Was there a notice filed with the town clerk on stormwater? She says no. That's a requirement in our process, in our rules and regulations. Our rules and regulations say, yes, that in order for someone to start a project, that you need to have a permit. They don't have a permit. I don't think it's the intent of the commission, at least it's not mine, to stop the project. Because
Yeah.
it looks like what they've developed back there, in conjunction with the rest of the stuff that's going through the Aldridge property, will work.
yeah,
It's just that we have no control. And if we don't do bottom hole inspections, someone's, or make sure that the structures are installed properly, whose responsibility is it somewhere down the pipe? And then, at some point, they're gonna be looking for a certificate of occupancy. I don't know that we can sign off on a certificate, and we haven't seen anything. So, we have to work with them because they do have a vote.
yeah.
But the rest of the paperwork is a mess.
Yeah, I'd like to obviously be open, transparent. We can have like somebody check things out. We'd like to have that done.
Yeah, that's it.
I agree. Yeah.
But not even just the stormwater, how about the notice of intent that we signed off on? Is that the same or has that been altered? Because if that's been altered also, do they need to come back and amend it?
I'm gonna tell you no. And the reason
Okay.
being is the notice of intent and stuff that they filed, my personal opinion is they took advantage of the commission. The paperwork is in order. They have, because of COVID-19, they have governor's orders that extends the permit out. The hearings were held, permits were signed, we're stuck with that. So we're bound by that.
You're talking
This
about
is-
future permits, right?
Yeah. The other thing is during this whole transition, it's required in the notice of intent that RJ&J, or whoever they are, should have put the commission on notice that they sold the property. Because now we have a notice of intent that's made out to RJ&J. Casco's gonna come in at some point looking for a release. This is what we need to get.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
We need to
You
get
have
that paperwork, because
Yeah.
when RJ&J sends us a letter that says they've conveyed the property, now, I think we should amend that condition, we should amend the orders so that Casco, whoever pulled the building permit, gets signed off properly.
Yeah.
But we've got nothing but non-compliance. I mean, probably been working on this thing for 7 or 8 months, going through all the paperwork, and they just don't respond. And like I say, we had a Zoom call, and they wrote, there was 2 people taking notes, and they said they provided. Now we have new plans that are being submitted because the fire chief told them, quite frankly, I don't, because they told him, look, our plans are approved, and he said, I don't really care. The parking area does not meet the turning radiuses for fire apparatus. So if you want, I'll go back to the planning board and ask them to revoke it. Now, planning board can't do that because they're under a court order, just like we were. But we just need to get all that stuff resolved. My opinion, if they made the changes in the turning radius, they might have a little more pavement, a little less pavement, probably a little more pavement. It's not gonna amount to a hill of beans as far as the stormwater is concerned, so it doesn't have to be reviewed. It's just, everybody needs to have the same plan to work on. So those are my concerns.
Yep, I agree.
Any good questions? So I'm gonna make a motion, somebody wants a second, that for 312, 314, 318 Plymouth Street, that no permits be issued by the commission until such time as we have the correct plans.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. I'll have, Caitlin will be in Thursday and we'll get that in. 314, let me skip over to, we're gonna kind of do the agents report too. So we just covered that. Caitlin's in her report, I'll just kind of read it in. We had a meeting with Casco to discuss the approvals that they received for the stormwater permit. We discussed how a permit was not issued as part of their approval. Casco was amenable to me composing a stormwater permit for the commission to approve and issue to them. Once a stormwater permit is issued, proper inspections can be made to the stormwater system so that when the project comes to an end, it needs to be closed out, we'll be able to do so. That hasn't happened. So. 22 Beechwood. Just an update on that one. I have not seen the pictures and all that, but from what I understand, the trees have been planted. The quantity and size of the trees have been submitted to the office. Again, I haven't seen any of this. Or did something come? And then a sketch or a picture was supposed to be provided. I did get this from the manager at the mobile home park, but I haven't seen anything. So we'll just carry this one more week, and hopefully that'll be resolved. Any questions on that?
No.
615 Monpont Street. It looks like the owner came in on Tuesday, June 17th, and asked to cut down some trees. He was advised to hold off until a notice of intent was filed. That has been on our agenda only because we issued a verbal enforcement order, and it's just been a while for him to get in. So we're just going to kick that over. Hopefully there'll be a filing of a notice of intent. I believe they filed something with the zoning board of appeals, but I'm not 100% sure of the outcome of that. 76 Pratt Street.
No update, it's in.
Have you were out there last?
Yeah, last time, I think it was like 3 weeks ago. Looks
Okay.
like things are growing in.
Things are growing in. Okay. So hopefully, if we get an update on this, we'll get it off our agenda. Okay, 111 River Street. I did reach out to Ecosystems, I think last Friday, because we hadn't heard anything. And I'm not going to read this report into the record, but I asked the office to send everybody it, so everybody's aware of it. Basically, for the audience, they are continuing to find munitions on the site. Every time they find munitions, they dig 5 feet around that to see if there's any more munitions. To my knowledge, based on my conversation with the fire chief, they've had 3 occasions where they detonated unexpended ammunition that was not live. They didn't think it was live. So the project continues. They thought they were going to be done in a few weeks. We told them it's going to be months, so it's going to continue on. And I believe there's going to be a site inspection on Thursday. So that's all we have on that. We saw the pictures. 91 Hall Street. I put that on the agenda because I thought that someone went out, and maybe it was John Kate, went out to 91 Home Street, but the rubbish wasn't taken out of the wetlands. Does anybody remember that?
I was over there.
You were there. It was all the material taken out of the wetlands when you went, the first time you did it?
It hadn't been when we were up there the last time.
So you really didn't sign off?
I did not.
Okay. I saw them working out there and I asked them to sign off. They said yes, but I sent an email into the office and didn't get a response. I mean, I wasn't going to shut them down. The thing is probably done by now. But I think, I did check, Caitlin was out, I did check with Peggy, there was nothing in the file. So I think with the office, we're going to have to figure out if an inspection is made, somehow it's documented so that if you go and look at it, somebody going by or somebody calls,
Exactly.
we'll have proof that somebody did go out. But it was my recollection that somebody had, but it wasn't clean. Okay.
We have the motion to pay bills.
I'm looking for a motion to approve the bills.
I put a motion that we approve and sign the bills.
A second?
You have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
There's another one. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed, I thought there was one. Is it two? Oh, good thing. Okay. I don't know. I'm sorry, I did miss this note. We signed it anyway, so there's a note that says, please sign, board will ratify at next meeting, so not sure what that is, but we'll figure that out. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh. Okay, last item on our agenda is the June 10th meeting minutes. Did everybody get a chance to review those?
Yes.
Any questions?
No.
I'm gonna look for a motion in a second, and I wanna explain something. So I'm looking for a motion to approve the meeting minutes for June 10th, 2025.
I put a motion that we approve the minutes for June 10th, 2025 AD.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, Paul seconds. I just want to note that at the end of the agenda, you probably haven't seen this, but we're kind of required to include documents that we are using in the process. And one of those was the fact that Kathy had signed the Mullins Rule. That's required by law that that be included as part of the agenda, so someone else looks at it in 4 or 5 years. That's the only thing I wanted to add. And she did add these other documents, which were just bills. Yeah, just bills. So I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
Do you folks have anything you want to add? If not, I'm going to be looking for a motion to adjourn at 7:29. Do I have a motion to adjourn at 7:29?
Put a motion that we adjourn at 7:29.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous.